All right, everyone. Welcome back to 2 weeks of random games. And this is the last one. This is day 14. So I want to thank everybody for watching and everything like that. Really hope y'all enjoyed it and everything. We're going to end off today with um, yet another zombie survivor, but not the normal yet another zombie survivor. We're on the public test on the 27th. Like, on the 27th of August, like right after I did that last video of yet another zombie survivors, they released the public deal. And I was at the beginning of that video, I talked about how they haven't done anything like since June, July, something like that. And then here's beta test for 0.90. So we're going to check this out. So let me go to here. So there's a bunch of stuff that got reworked in this beta. Let me go ahead and just bring up the notes about it here. Let me see here. So the main things that they did in this is one of the biggest things they did is they redid all the difficulty levels of things, of the scaling of the levels as you go along. So a lot of things have changed in that regard. So they say if difficulty feels wrong, please share your experience and survival level with us. Survival level is how they measure how far along you are in the game. So that's why they want to know that number. But they've done some other things. There is a new map with new hazards and 6 new enemies, 2 boss enemies. I don't think we're going to get into that this episode. I don't even know if I would have that unlocked or not. Maybe. Endless mode is reworked into 2 separate modes, endurance and infinite. Basically, infinite allows you to pick up as many items as you want. Endurance is, and it goes forever. Endurance, if I remember correctly, is still a time limit, if I'm not mistaken. New difficulty scaling system for all maps, game modes, difficulty, and horde levels. New enemy type, an elite boss, is immune to side effects and spawns only on endurance mode so far. 17 new items and 20 new achievements. The achievements will be added when it goes to full release, but there's 17 new items. They've reworked the achievements menu with each type of challenge now tied to its own tab. Radar minimap and randomized choice options, new options menu tab interface, and multiple other bug fixes, balance, and quality of life things. And they've already updated the thing like 2 times since then as well. Just some bug fixes and stuff. I will say I did run into a bug as soon as I logged in, cut on the game, and I was on the main screen. There is now achievements for your survival level, 100, 200, 300, 400, as far as I've seen so far. One of the issues is when I logged in, it unlocked the 100 and 200, which it should, since if you look in the upper right, 254. But it also unlocked 400 for us. And that's not right because we're not level 400. So if we go to the achievements tab, you can see right here, here's the 300 one. And it's supposed to give you a reward. But there's also in here somewhere this one, the 400 one. And it gives you this reward. It didn't try and unlock the 300, but it did try and unlock the 400 one. And when it did, I do have that item. I don't have the 300 item, but I do have the 400 item. So, yeah, I've submitted a feedback on that so they knew about it. There's supposed to be lots of new items, so... But I don't even have all items unlocked anyway. So, yeah. So, yeah. I wouldn't know what to say about some of these items because, like I said, I didn't have everything unlocked anyway. I want to say this is new. I don't remember this one. A random other. That's interesting. And then the Omni Geode. doubled. I think that's new. It's the Omni Geode. Bring it to Clint. Stardew Valley reference right there. Okay. Interesting. So let me see. Have they like reworked anything? I think this is the same. This is one of the big ones for us. And yeah, I think this is the same. 40 critical damage. Yeah, that's the same. 30% damage to basic enemies. That's the same. No change to that one. 30 damage to elite and boss type enemies. I think they added... no. There was elite before. But there wasn't elite bosses. I don't know. This might affect that new boss in endurance mode. I'm not sure. Depends on if they tagged it different or not. If they didn't tag it different, if it counts as both an elite and a boss, then it should be good. That seems correct. Or... I don't remember there being a max stack on that. That might be new. Okay. That's same. That's same. I'm pretty sure. That's the same. Last unicorn. I think this is new. For each animal-based item in your inventory, you receive 10 luck, 5 max HP, and 5% damage. Enemies now display glitter when they're defeated. Dedicated to winter. Dad. Huh. Okay. So that would be things like the crab, the mouse trap, the pigeon, I guess, and stuff like that. In fact, I think mousetrap is new. Taunted enemies receive 100% damage. Yeah, I think that's new. I don't remember that one. I think this has been changed. I think this effect can trigger once 0.2 seconds. I think is new. So that's a little bit of a nerf, I guess. It's the same for the pigeon though. I guess it could be same. One or two of the military training up at least rare quality. Chance of higher quality upgrades. Item slot, empty item slot up to age, you gain 10%. Okay. Ah, there's chicken as well, chicken magnet as well. So that's would count as another animal. That's new. I don't remember ever seeing this before. Ice damage now causes burn instead of freeze. Okay. Now causes freeze instead of burn. Chemical damage now causes electrify instead of toxify. And electric damage now causes toxify instead of electrify. That's interesting. I wonder if we could... Kinetic damage now causes bleed instead of injured. And slashing damage now causes injured instead of bleed. That's interesting. They've buffed the magical hat. It was +2, but it used to be if you had 3 or more. It's now 4 or more. And it used to be gave them +3, it now gives them +4, so that's been buffed. That's different, I think. I think it used to be 4, and now it's 5, and it's 6 instead of 5 or more tags. Okay. I don't know if these two are the same. I think this is new. I don't remember it. I want to remove all tags from others and give that total to one with 30 points. So if we have this, I think you have to take this first. Plus 5 to all tags. Okay. I don't know if teddy bear would count as an animal or not. When you open an item chest, react to signals or collect samples, create a huge explosion. Okay, I think this has been buffed. If I remember correctly, this used to be opening an item chest only. Now it's pretty much everything. I don't know about collecting samples. I don't remember that one. That might be a map exclusive thing. I think this is the same as it was. This has been changed as well, so they've kind of just put everything on it. Like the pen drive. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the same. Okay. This is the same, I think. That's an interesting one. See, this is the one you get when you reach survivor level 400. So you're not supposed to have this until survivor level 400. And then there's the potato. I think that's the same. So that's interesting. I have no bands available. Oh, okay. So that's why they were locked. Okay, I thought these were just something I hadn't unlocked yet. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to be doing weapons stuff. So I don't need anything that affects abilities. That's what we need to lock out here. If I want to use the Omni Geode, I have to keep the Sapphire Gem in. Actually, you don't. You don't actually have to have it. You just have to have one of them. I guess they just affect it if you have this. Okay. Well, we need if we want to use the unicorn, we got to keep you. We want to keep that. We want to keep that. We don't want fire at all. Don't care about chemical, electric. I want to keep kinetic. I mean, we could actually keep them and use something here, you know. But I think we'll just get rid of those. Don't need that. So I guess I'm just going to leave it like this then. All right, let me check the upgrades here. I want to say everything in here is the same. Yeah, we're probably going to just play the Huntress SWAT medic build and see how that goes, because that's like generally a great build to take. The other ones are a little bit more trying to get through. So let's start her out here and see what we got. Oh, so you can now see the synergies on the screen, because I don't remember seeing this before. Oh, must be the new one. Or is this might be the new one. No, I think this is the new one. Let's do this. Breaks the limit. The rules of the mode works advantage. Most achievements are disabled, but there's no item limit. Okay. Requires 30 minutes. Time limit, no. This is 20 minutes. Yeah, so... Okay. And there's bonus. Okay. Do that. Just 100. And then we got the 200, 105. 50, 100. 50% cash modifier and elite spawn chance. We have the growth badge, speed badge for weapon attack speed, cash, and kinetic damage. Yeah, this is like the last time we played, so let's go through and see what we got here. I can tell you they're a lot easier early on. Right now. Because I usually have to do like 4 or 5 hits. With the pistol. Also, I feel like I'm getting experience quicker. I don't know if that's because more zombies are spawning or what, but I feel like I'm getting experience quicker. This seems more visual. It's like a lot more green, I guess you could say. I don't think it's green. I think it's like more neon. It glows more, is what I was trying to say. Like it stands out more, is what I feel. Uh, 3 turrets, taunts, or 2 turrets which fire explosive bullets. This is very different. It is not as big as it was before. It's a lot smaller on the text and everything. So that's good. I think I'm just going to take the 3 turrets like I usually do. We'll just do our normal standard build and see what happens. They hit for more. I can already tell you they hit for more. I've only been hit twice and I was already down below 900. Before then, it wasn't that bad. We'll just take the crowbar so we can have stuff happen instantly. Wait, I might have just noticed something. Let me move myself over here. I don't remember this being. It could have been a thing, and I just never ever paid attention to it. But if you look behind where my camera was, there's a mini map, and I don't remember there being a mini map before. Like I said, it could be just me ignoring it. That's interesting. I think they now show the also they show the level of what you have. I don't remember that being there. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'm probably just missing. I just never really paid attention to. I'm pretty sure we have... I don't even know if it will show us that in here somewhere. They, for some reason, like the last patch that they did, they decided to... they decided to get rid of letting you know how many military training you have. Don't know why, but they did. Used to, when you picked up a military training, it would tell you the number of how many you picked up. We'll get the weapon cooldown reduction. Yep, put it on the SWAT. I would have put it on the Huntress if I had had the Huntress. Because he doesn't really need it, but since we don't have her, we'll just put it on him. I think it's a little bit too early to pick this up, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Do I want to try and race her deal, or do I want to just go directly into experiment? Let's get the experiment going. She had the medical drone up. I would have chose the medical drone instead. Alright, the Horde evolved. The explodey guys are here. Let's grab the stim pack. Would have got the stim pack as well instead of the deal. It could be just me, like I said, but I feel like we haven't had a chest in a while. It popped up just now. Okay. It felt like that was delayed. I'm gonna just take farming tools. Let's go ahead and grab assault rifle and get that done. So if I'm not mistaken, that's 2. Stim pack. Boss is here. Oh, they gave him a new animation. Usually he's kind of just like this. He's kind of just like this and he runs at you. This time he seems to have lowered his shoulder more. He might have lowered his shoulder before, but I think he did it more that time. Sure, we'll just do grenade trail. Because there's nothing else we want out of there. Go grab the military training. See, the kind of reason why I was wondering if that deal is new, the mini map is new, is because I can always see like where things are as they like appear on the map itself. It's like I have an overlay map. So the mini map could have been there and I just never paid attention at all. Don't want either one of those. Take the stim pack. Next time I'm gonna re-roll for the Huntress. Stim pack again to finish that off. We don't want any of this, really. I guess I'll just take the movement speed. To get a little bit of running around buff here. I'd rather have the armor one. So let's grab Ricochet. Start getting that. Okay, we got another chest. This one seemed it came faster. Yeah, let's grab Special Snowflake. We're gonna be getting the Huntress, and she's gonna do our ice damage. Let's go ahead and grab this thing over here. Okay, so tough skin. Ricochet 2. Medical drone. A boss is here. It's a screamer. She has a new animation. And her things were like a lot tankier. Usually I melt those things. I hardly killed any of those things. Her little friends were a lot tankier. Which is interesting to know, because usually I think there's an achievement. It's been so long since I got it. I think there's an achievement for killing her without killing any of her friends. Either that or it's the other way around where we kill all of her friends but don't kill her. I can't remember which way it is. It's one of those ways around on the achievement. So she's back. See, I usually melt every one of those things. So it's interesting to note that they do get away. I'm still killing the ones that are trying to get me, but I'm not killing all of them. They go around me. The enemies are hitting harder, I can already tell. That one smack took me down below 1200, I think. No. Reroll. Reroll. There's our hunters. Yeah, take the combat knife. I still melt the bosses pretty quickly, though. Banishing arrow rain, because I don't want to. We're going to do experiment. Try to get it up to cold only. Got a boss up top. Okay, it's a runner. Yeah, we still melt bosses pretty easily. Look at that tick down with that thing. Yeah, I want Ricochet Infinite. Weapon crit chance on Hunters. Okay, we're at danger level 3 at 10 minutes in. There's a boss. Bow. He was a little bit tankier. He lasted a little bit longer. Research pod, okay. Interesting. So we gotta go collect these things. I wonder if they last forever or not. Experiment. There's one down there that I missed. Medical drone. More important. Medical drone. No offense. Let's take the bear trap. Oh, damn it. Oh, so that's what this does. Ice, please. That's interesting. Not getting any of the weapon items is a pain. Okay, we want the defense. Oh. Weapon attack speed, Huntress. Get that out of there. Sure. That's like major survival. Even though I'm not supposed to have it, let's just do that. So that completely removes me getting cash though. So you gotta have a trade-off there. So we actually just want to leave the cash on the ground. I'm gonna lock that down so I can take it next. But now we have ice only on our grenades, so that's going to play into our ice damage. Multi-shot. Hairpin. That's a pretty good chunk of change right there. My money did go up, it seems like, though. I thought the money wouldn't go up anymore. Maybe it does that in addition to what it giving you money? It could. If that's true, that is, like, really, really good item to get it 400. Once you're at 400 survival level, you really don't need to unlock anything else, I don't think. So... okay. This or this. I think I'm going to lock down this and take this. We could do the military training, but I would rather have this right now. For more damage against bosses. Because we're about to... we're at the almost 16-minute mark. Bosses are going to start spawning a lot more frequently. Here in just a minute. I want to guarantee the injure status. Enemies take more damage. I'm not sure what hit me there. I thought they died before they touched me. I will say it feels like a lot more basic enemies are spawning than normal. Okay, multi-shot. Ooh, he was pretty tanky. I'm just not getting the things. I'm just not getting her multi-shot, so... unfortunately, not a good test here. Damn. We're gonna leave that lockdown and take the magazine clip. Okay, so here comes all the boss spawns. We dodged that. We didn't actually move out of the way of that attack. Kill a charger before it charges is apparently a achievement you can get now, because we just got that one. Finally got freezing arrows. We just got bad RNG on that. But yeah, she's popping off now. We actually 3 levels short. I usually hit 60. We're actually 3 levels short on experience. There. I'm usually level 60 at the end, so we're actually 3 levels short. Yeah, look how bad she is when she's late. She's usually comparable to the SWAT, maybe a little bit less, not by much. If you remember our last playthrough. So we unlocked the magic of science, research finding every virus sample, and then we got wrong power cord. Kill the charger before it charges. So we unlocked nuclear fusion. Kill all existing enemies and activates a magnet power-up. Additional item. Swapping this item is a free action, granting you additional item choice. Because it's one use only. And then there's the power glove. So we got the power glove finally. That's been in here a while. I don't know why we didn't have this one. Okay. That was an interesting one. Hmm. So the nuclear button is here. Probably for infinite endurance mode runs. Alright, we're gonna do one more run. We'll start out with mechanic and see how we do. Because starting out at her is pretty different than starting out at the other deal. Two? Okay. So 2 hits. I'm pretty sure it used to take 3. Some ricochet seems to be better. I took 100 health off. So, elite enemy. She is clearing a lot more. Let's try her Lancer. The Lancer was pretty bad before. Not that bad, actually, the Lancer. It's actually killing the enemies. Used to it not. Let's go ahead and grab cooling mods. Start getting cold. Lancer 2. I guess we should try our remote controlled car to see if it's any better. I don't have any skill points in it though. But we can try it at the base, because that'll be what you're starting with. Let's get that. This is where the real test comes in with the speeders coming up. If she can keep up with the speeders, that would be great. I'm gonna just do cooling mods. We'll do remote control card next. First chest at 230. Okay. Yeah, let's grab Mousetrap. You know what? We can try. We'll lock it down. And we'll see. I don't want either one of those. I'd rather have the chainsaw. So we're going to take the transmitter. I can't remember if the transmitter has an option for taunt or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's do weapon attack speed. But the difficulty curve is like really good right now. I will say that. I could feel the difference in the end. They did have a lot more health, it felt like, later on. So actually, it feels like the level 4 Lancer is better than the level 1 Chainsaw now. I feel like it feels like it was better. I'm wondering if they nerfed the Chainsaw attack speed, reload speed or something, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to keep on with her no matter who's in here. We'll go ahead and start doing remote control cars to see how good it is. See if they buff that at all or not. Okay, Horde Danger level 2. And that's it. I'm gonna just go grab cooling 4. Make sure we get more ice. Like I said, I'm gonna pick it up in case we can get the unicorn, but we'll see. Yeah, he's got better attack looks and things. Like, he actually tries to smash you with his fist and stuff now instead of just belly flopping at you. It's getting a little tight. It is getting a little tight. Even though I have a level 4 chainsaw now. I think they nerfed the chainsaw a little bit. It feels like. Oh, I didn't have level 4. I thought I had level 4. The range of the chainsaw has increased a little bit with the level 4, so I am killing them a little bit further away from me. We'll grab the crit chance. And there went the thing, and it did nothing. It just did nothing. We're going to start grabbing the ice turrets. I want to get them up. I think it might be the ice turret that has the taunt as a secondary thing. When you max it out. Ow. Yep, let's grab the medic. And ice turret. I think they did a little bit something that time, but the only reason they did is because there were so many enemies on the screen to deal with. This is more important. Yep, that's more important. Let's go ahead and grab the medical drone. That hurt a lot. That one hit hurt, like, really bad. That was nothing. I don't know. I think there's one that does taunt, right? Ow. No, there isn't. Okay. I was thinking there was. I thought these guys should taunt. Alright. Let's grab that. Ooh, that's gonna. Yeah, that took a chunk out of us. What? Yeah, we're getting hurt pretty bad there. So look up a strike. There's so much shit on the ground, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay. I think that was the, yeah, that was the research station. Shit. Okay, putting off the magical hat again to get quicksilver bullets. We gotta stand there. Okay. Wow, why? Okay. It's difficulty 2. It's 10 minutes in. There are more bosses than there was last playthrough. Why? That is weird as fuck to me. Why are there more bosses? We didn't get them all. Shit. I am not getting his weapon at all. Again, just like the Huntress, I'm not getting the third person's weapon. Which is really throwing me the hell off that I'm not getting it. I'm gonna lock this down and take the hat. Yeah, I'm just not getting his weapon at all. That was almost 300 something damage in that one hit that we took first. That would have been an instant pop of that balloon thing if I had taken it. How the hell is he hitting me? I'm fucking behind him. I mean, I know he has the reach around thing, but he ain't got that much reach around ones. That was excessive. Their health is getting excessive. Look at that. Look how tanky that boss is. This one. Yeah. Assault rifle 2. Look how far down we are in level compared to how we usually are. I'm wondering if we're even gonna reach level. Okay. Yeah. I'm wondering if we're even gonna reach 57 like we did last time. There we got the 57 again. but like right at the end. I'm wondering if that's the new normal. Instead of 60, it's 57. Well, we got the 58, but that's only because I went down there and grabbed that magnet at the end. Yeah, if you don't start with him, he like just falls off a cliff. Now, it I it could be that I was just bad. I mean, not bad, but I just had bad RNG. But to me, that just seems excessive. She's up there though. She's at 2 million. That's around what she usually gets. I don't know. She might have got 3 million last patch. But the SWAT fell off a cliff without starting with him. I'm wondering if you want to take DPS more early. If you want to start with SWAT or somebody or Huntress and then work through them two and then add the medic last. That might be the play now. Because I usually add the medic in the middle just to keep a little bit on survivability. But that may no longer be needed that early. The problem is if you take the medic last, you're gonna have to concentrate. You're gonna probably have to pass on stim pack, or you're gonna have to take stim pack and only take the healing part of stim pack, or you take medical drone and take only the healing part of medical drone. You just have to concentrate on one of those. You can't take both. I wonder if that's their goal here. I'm wondering if that's their goal on that. I'm wondering if that's their goal with that, because you did get what it was difficult early on. Even with the mechanic, she was actually pretty bad early on. It was a struggle to get through with the spanner, and then the lancer was just god awful early on in last patch. But it's a lot better with the scaling right now. But her chainsaw just, I think they nerfed her chainsaw a little bit. It feels like it, because used to she just melted things. She could have been your boss killer, is what she could have been. So you could have passed on SWAT and Huntress with the mechanic, but now I think you need one of them. She's more about crowd control now, the smaller enemies, I feel like. I'm wondering if her spanner spammer would actually be better now. Because if they nerfed this as much as I think they did, the chainsaw was your boss killer. It's rip and tear until it's done on the bosses, and it melted them pretty quickly. You could have just passed on Huntress and SWAT as your boss killers. I think you need them too now if you go mechanic. And just go away from the chainsaw and probably go into her spanner spammer and just go straight up through and grab that for ranged control of the smaller enemies. Because while I think what they did was they nerfed the cone that the chainsaw has, so it's no longer any good against the small enemies, but I think they also nerfed the damage, so you don't melt the bosses as much anymore. It's not much, but I think it's like 1.2 to 1.5 million less damage is what I felt like it is, because we started with her. And last episode, when we started with her, we got, I want to say 3.4, and we got around 2.2, 2.4 this time. So I want to say they nerfed her damage, it feels like. They either nerfed her damage or they nerfed her attack speed, one or the other. And I'm thinking they could have nerfed both. But I definitely for sure think they nerfed the chainsaw's cone, because it's a lot more, it felt like it was a lot more narrow than it used to be. And that's why it wasn't really taking care of the small enemies either. Especially their going towards the end. I was kind of just ignoring the mechanic and just letting her do things as they came close. Whereas last patch, I was actually kind of positioning a little bit with the mechanic, and especially against bosses, I would just run up to them and they would die in just a couple of seconds. That doesn't happen anymore. So I'm wondering if the chainsaw is to play with her anymore. I'm feeling like it would be more either her spanner spammer or her nitro gun, and I'm more leaning towards her spanner spammer for the small enemies, because I think this would just take too long to recharge. No matter how much cooldown reductions you see, it reduces the cooldown of it as you put points into it. I don't think that would be enough. You would have to have some, because it's a grenade. I'm pretty sure you would have to have some major cooldown reduction to make this even worth it to use. So I think the spanner spammer would probably be the play. It's got more damage, plus damage on it than the chainsaw does by 5. It's got a magazine increase, and it has the same blast attack speed increase. It just doesn't have that second attack speed increase. So I'm thinking the spanner spammer would actually be better now. I'm wondering if that's true. So and still the remote control thing felt bad. Interesting. That's interesting right there. There's something I want to try with her. Because I want to try this. And I want to try the Nimnus thing and see if that helps her with boss killing. I'm not sure it will. His stuff is still the same. Pistol, SMG, assault rifle, I feel. I'm not sure they could have improved these two, but I don't think it would be nowhere near as good still as the assault rifle. With max attack and everything. I have 5 points. I take points out of this. This is nice now. So before, when you were going to do evolutions, this didn't tell you the evolution. It just said, hey, here's an evolution. It didn't tell you what they do. So it's nice that they now tell you what they do. That's an interesting concept, the shrapnel one. Now, in the last patch, they did make the syringe gun better, but it's still pretty terrible. You still went the deal. I'm wondering if they improved, like, chemical at all. I don't think they did. The only thing I think they did was they put, was they made the new items where you could change it from toxic to electrify. So chemical now would do electrify instead of toxic. And I think that's a great trade because toxic before just did jack all. I don't know. I don't, like I said, they could have improved it this patch. I don't know though. My overall thoughts is it's pretty good. I feel the scaling was a little bit much at the end. I felt, and it was really weird. In that second run, when around the 10-minute mark, we got like about 2 to 3 more bosses than we got during our first run for some reason, and everything was the same except for our starting character. And I'm wondering if that's a thing. I don't know. I did notice that we were really low on damage. It felt like at the end, I could feel the struggle starting to take hold on both runs. So I think the health is scaling a little bit too much at the end, not by much, but a little bit. Especially for the regular enemies. I felt the regular enemies were a little bit too tanky at the end. Especially the ones that shoot, the ranged enemies. I felt they were too tanky for sure. Let's see, what else? I didn't really check out the new items. I got this, but I never got like any of the deals to try it out. I got the I tried to get into the unicorn, but the unicorn is a really rare deal to show up, so I've never seen it before. So yeah, I'm not totally sure what we would want to do there. I didn't get that to try it out. I did get the mouse trap, but I just didn't remember the skills, so it wasn't its fault. I think I'm going to play some more of this. I don't know if I'll play more of it on the beta or if I'll wait till the release. But I definitely want to try. Some of the classes had a really tough time, especially medic, if you started with them. So I want to try that. I want to see what happens if we if we start with like a medic or huntress. Huntress was is kind of squishy early on before this patch. She was okay, but once the fast enemies came, that's when she started struggling. When she's by herself. If you got to multi-shot, you might be safe, but that's a big if. It still was a little pretty dangerous if you got cornered pretty good. And you could get cornered pretty good early on. So it just depends on how it goes really on that one. Medic was just non-viable starting out. With the last patch, before then, Medic was actually okay to start with. It was a little bit of a struggle, but with the 8.0 something patch, where they changed the way the classes all worked and everything, Medic was just awful to start with. You just couldn't do it, really. I mean, people better than me probably could, but me, I couldn't get past it. As soon as this fast enemies came out, I'm dead with the Medic. It worked okay with her handgun. It's when you change to her syringe gun that it became a pretty big problem. Because the syringe gun did toxic damage or poison chemical damage. But the problem is chemical damage is damage over time. The enemies had so much health that you couldn't just pop them quick enough. And it actually fired okay, fast enough and everything. The problem was the damage was just not there. So this is going to be a real interesting experiment when I try this myself to see if we can get through the early. Because I did notice that the enemies early on are very, very squishy. Like I said before, when we did the mechanic, it usually took like 3, maybe 4 hits to knock out an enemy early on in the last batch, and it took 2. So I really, really want to see what happens if we start with the medic, and then the handgun was okay. It was a little iffy, but when you got to the syringe gun, that's when you really started struggling. You were desperately, with starting with the medic, you were desperately hoping to get another character quickly. Otherwise, you were just going to be dead. It was the way it worked before. So I'm going to be interested to see how that works out. So I'm going to call it here. This is also the end of my 2 weeks of random games, so I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm going to be... you'll probably see it before this, because I'm going to record it here probably tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, the 29th for me. I'm recording these a little bit early, but this is going to be released Tuesday, September 2nd. But on Saturday, I'm going to record a channel update talking about it and everything, and hope that y'all enjoyed it and everything like that, and talking about things going on future for the channel. So I will see y'all then. Y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's part of the world. Bye.